Hi there, I'm Dan Murphy, and today on TalkTechToMe, I'm going to solve a problem that every YouTuber and every TikToker has. It's missing out on a breaking news story. By the time you've actually found the story and you've hit record, you've missed the early access and all the early views are gone. I got tired of this, and I got tired of doom scrolling things like subreddit, trying to manually find that story that's rising above all else. So I decided to build the Reddit Trender. It's a real-time engagement engine that scans the deepest corners of Reddit every couple of seconds and finds me the latest content that's shooting right to the top so I can make a video about it. Today I'm going to show you how I built it using absolutely free tools like anti-gravity and Vercel, and show you how you can do the exact same thing for yourself and your own niche. So let's get into it. First things first, I'm going to head over to Reddit. I'm going to create a new repository. I'm going to call this repository the Reddit Trender. I'm going to create that. Then I'm going to open up anti-gravity and I'm going to clone down that repository. All that's going to be in that repository right now, it's private. It's just going to have a README file, but it's essentially just going to set up that connection between anti-gravity and Reddit. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give anti-gravity this prompt, and I'll put this in the chat and the description down below. Using the Reddit API, I want to build an app to detect trends in YouTube channels. Pull top posts from subreddits like R artificial intelligence, machine learning, R technology, R AI tools, then as well. Surface the emerging stories behind them and that will go mainstream. Suggest other subreddits that may be useful and list which ones which are being searched currently. Make it visual, interactive, and display the info in a variety of ways then as well. And that was it. Off it went. And I let it work away. The first thing is it came back with a version 1 which was looking really good. So I actually had to ask it, is this using the Reddit API? Because I wasn't sure, because it hadn't actually asked me for any API details. And it turns out it doesn't. Turns out Reddit is so good and so friendly that you don't have to use their API. There is a developer API, but every subreddit, essentially, if you put plus at the end of it, you can scrape the information off that site without having to actually use an API for it then as well. So it's really kind of, I don't know what you call it, application friendly then as well. I wasn't sure what the difference was, so I asked this to list the pros and cons of it. One of the big pros was that you're not dealing with APIs, you're not dealing with rate limits. It's much simpler to actually engineer things that will script data off right without having to go in the whole API route. So I left it like that and let it work away. Now, once it had a V1 of the app up and running, I wanted to do some polling. So I give it this prompt. I said, I want to do some polling on a topic. I want to know how many times it has been mentioned in a post in the last 24 hours. Can you add this logic to the top of the application then as well? So it built me my first application up and running, and then I wanted to add in some more additional features to it. Well, this is a feature that I should have really included in the original prompt, but sometimes if you put too much into your first prompt, it can get a bit messy and it won't really deliver the original app to you then as well. So it's better just to start simple and then iterating then on top of that then as well. And yes, done that. The next thing you notice is on all of the posts, it has this broken thumbnail as well. So it's going to show you that broken logic then as well. So I said, just please remove all the thumbnails. So don't mind even trying to include them. I'm not interested in seeing a picture for each and every one of them because they might not have pictures, especially if you're dealing with Reddit then as well. So I let that run for a moment, made a few wee changes to it as well, and it came back with this. Once it had done that, I wanted to poll the top polling. After that, I added in the top polling topics for the last 24 hours. So it's going to list actually keywords, and you can see along the top there then as well. I then wanted to add more subreddits because at the minute it's only listing quite a few. So I wanted to increase the amount of subreddits that it was going to give me. I also need a home button because once you actually went into some of these sites and come back out again, you lost where you were in the application, and there's no way to get back onto the main screen then as well. So added more subreddits and added a home button then as well. Perfect. Next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to change the title and the logo along the top and allow you to enter in your own YouTube channel. This is built specifically for me at this stage, and if it's something that I wanted to commoditize or make it a product going forward, I want to have people to have the ability to enter in their own channel so I can sort of scrape what content is going to be applicable to that channel and not just my TalkTechToMe channel then as well. And also changing the logo as well. I want sort of the Reddit Trender is kind of the name I've chosen for this, and that's the name I want to run with then as well. So here we go. At this point, I was out of ideas. And so I wanted anti-gravity to come up with some suggestions because it's contextually aware of what I've built here then as well. I seriously said to it, you suggest to me what the next things are going to be. Actually, first things first, I actually tried a different YouTube channel, and yes, it gave me different threading trends based on that YouTube channel as well. So it is analyzing what goes on in these channels and it's suggesting based upon what you're going to do then as well. So you could throw a blogging site at this. YouTube had, oh sorry, Anti-Gravity had some really good suggestions for me. He had 5, so I actually went with 1, 2, and 5. So coffee alert. So anything that is a high up vote in the last 10 minutes. So you're looking for something that's gone quiet and then gone really high in the last 10 minutes. It's going to give me essentially a little specialized coffee alert. And then it also given me specialized subreddit groups. So you can toggle in a group, i.e. cybersecurity or AI. So instead of having the manually tick each one of them, if they're specific groups for specific things, you can just click and it'll select the entire group for you then as well. The last thing I wanted to do is the sentiment analysis. I like the idea of this then as well. So it's going to give you the sentiment analysis of that story and sort of that subreddit and what's going on then as well, which is, really good context to have going forward then as well. Because if you are trying to create some kind of content and you want it to fit a particular sentiment, you can see really quickly there without having to go into one of these subreddits and read the content of the story then as well. Off you go onto Gravity. Please implement those changes for me. And it did. Now, whenever it did, there was one small issue with it. The scroll pane along the left hand side was actually overlapping from the box then as well. So I got to really quickly do a quick fix for me then as well to reduce the scroll pane down so that it was nice and neat and sort of fitted within the box that I was doing then as well. The color scheme, I absolutely love on this website. It's something I didn't ask for, and generally it's nearly the first thing I always change. But I really enjoyed it. And so I pretty much left the color scheme exactly as is. It kind of already fits in with the TalkTechToMe branding that I already have. If you're building this for yourself, you can just tell it what kind of color scheme you want to work with, and it will do it for you. Done a bit of checking. Things were looking a lot better after it sort of fixed the scroll pane then as well. And at this point, I was ready to bring this to the world and make it live. So let's host this application and so everybody in the world can access it. I'm going to put the link for this in the description of this video so you can actually scroll down and have a look at it and see this up and running in real time. Now, for me to host this, I use Vercel. Vercel, as long as you don't charge any money, you can use it and host things pretty much for free. I have it already linked to my GitHub repository then as well. And because I've been committing all my changes to the GitHub repository, it's one-click deployment straight from my GitHub. Vercel can detect then what kind of application it is, what it's built on technology-wise then as well, and essentially do an instant deployment for you. So you can see there, I know this video is slightly sped up, but this whole process took maybe 2 minutes and deploy. And then you sort of check it's working and then click it. And there we go. My site that I built for free on Gravity is now being listed. is now publicly accessible then as well, and for anybody to use on the World Web through Vercel then as well. Now, the last thing I got it to do here was what I'm calling BYO API. Essentially, what this does is once you have your story that you want to sort of make a video about or you want to make some content about, you need a script. And a script essentially is taking the information, compacting it down, and making it into something that you can understand within 60 seconds for a video. So to do that, you need to access an LLM. And for me, I use Gemini, and Gemini can give you a free API key as long as you don't abuse it and fire too much information at it or extract too much information. You can get a free API key. Really simple. So in the top left-hand corner there, there's a little cog wheel per sentence. You click on that, and then it gives you a link which will take you directly to Gemini. And so even if you have a non-professional account, you can generate a free API key. It's copy, you paste that in there, you save it, and then once you go to any of these news stories, you can click on those news stories then as well, and it will give you a script for that. It calls out to the LLM. The LLM reads the story then as well and gives you a sub 60-second script for that story then as well. So you can just go straight into recording that as well. You have your script, copy it to clipboard, you're ready to go. On to the conclusion. So there you have it. I used to spend hours scrolling through Reddit trying to find a trending topic or a news story that's breaking that I can make original content on before the masses did. The Reddit trender does that for me. It scans through everything every 10 seconds. It detects what's the highest change vote wise from on upvote count, and what has changed and what the most trending topics are on a 24-hour basis. And then it lists them for me, and then it sort of ranks them then as well. It does all this for me automatically. I can then set up alerts then if I want. And once I do find a story that I want to make some content about, or maybe want to write a script for, it does that for me automatically as well using a free API. I built all this on Anti-Gravity and GitHub. I hosted on Vercel, all for free. I done it all probably within an hour. And actually, it's going to take me longer to edit this video than it is to actually build the application that I did. Now, this application is freely available. I'll put the link in the description in this video, so you can go and click on it and use it yourself then as well. But the problem is, it's for my trending space. It's all about technology and what I build my niche on then as well. So if you're a food blogger or if you're a fitness blogger then as well, follow my process and replace everything I did with what you do then as well. And you can create something that suits exactly your need. It'll search the subreddits that are applicable to you and give you the stories and information that you want. And it does it all for free. Absolutely not a penny was spent on any of this today. I'm Dan Murphy. This has been an absolute pleasure to make. Be good to yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.